Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? Kraft Voorhees is in here. The shenanigans continue. He knows. Wow, that was really loud in my ears. How is everyone doing? Wow, it's great. It's great to be here in America. Screw this HLC guy. I'm just here to see Fritz. Fritz and Knox right now, it is their dinner time, so they are being fed. They will be in here shortly. Don't worry. New Jersey gun magazine ban was just struck down. Thank God. This is the thing, man. When you're like, magazine size can't be this, I think that should exclude belt-fed weapons. That's kind of the way that I look at it. How is everyone feeling about this testosterone policy put out by the Secretary of War? This is the thing. At first, I was a lot like other people, like, why are we doing that, right? Why are we doing that? And then I looked into it, and, and this is where the logic comes from. I looked into it. So, did you know, and I didn't know this until I looked into it, so one of the things that happens with a lot of veterans, police, first responders' brains is you get so much adrenaline on such a regular basis that calm times feel like they make you uncomfortable, right? Because you're so used to operating at such a high level. This even happened to me for quite a long time, right? And what that can also do is that can have long-term effects on your testosterone levels because of the amount of adrenaline you're regularly getting. Do I think that, regular Joe Schmo is going to have low T? Probably. And they're going to supplement it, whatever. But this is really for those pipe hitters, like the tier 1 guys. And because they're at such a high op tempo, oftentimes they end up with low testosterone and it's affecting their muscle mass, their memory, it's a lot of different things. So then they go supplement it off base themselves. So there is some logic to this. Do I think that everybody in the military needs to have it? I don't know. Jury's still out on that one. But is the food court line? Hey, I'm back in one of my old shirts. This is an XL. I'm down from 2XL. So you shut your mouth. You shut up your mouth. Okay? HLC, hi HLC, snack funds for Knox, of course, when he gets in here, as soon as they're done eating. Haven't made alive in a while. How's sister doing from the accident? She's good. She's out of the Navy now. She's living up in Washington. As far as I know, she's doing well. Explains why I need some TRT. Hey, what's up, Grandpa Buff? How you doing? HLC doesn't use logic, does he? I think the Army taught that. Hold on. And there's the thing, and I will tell you this to all the young leaders that are out there, if you're watching this, right? If you're a young leader, I always, when I would teach my classes to my soon-to-be senior non-commissioned officers, I would teach them a couple of different things. One is I was like, you need to lead with logic, empathy, and understanding. It's okay to understand a situation and still order someone to do something they don't want to do, but at least you understand the circumstances. Be empathetic, feel for people, but sometimes the job has to get done. That'll also build a bond of camaraderie. And then the other thing, and I love telling this to officers because there's no rebuttal. I love it so much. There is exactly 2 things that you can teach to your formation that no one else can. These 2 things are precisely, number 1, that you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I can show up and say, Sergeant Major so-and-so is an idiot. He has no idea what the hell he's doing. And until you prove me right, no one's going to believe me. And the second thing is that you never shut up. Again, I can tell people all day that Sergeant Major, Colonel so-and-so, they just ramble on and on and on. And there was one, he came down and he did a fucking, it was a guest speaker appearance. And this is why I've hated having ADA guest speakers for graduations. This motherfucker talked about how rocks were made for 45 minutes during an NCOES graduation. What are we doing? But if you ramble on and on, people aren't going to listen to you. But if you speak when you need to speak, people tend to listen. Oh my God, Phoenix is here. How do you get out of weekend duty? DUI. Next question. Hey man, hope dog is doing well, even though my relationship with such things is the same as the guy in FMA that's on top of the locker. I'm unfamiliar with the acronym FMA. What am I missing? FMA. I don't know what you're talking about, but Knox is doing well. He's got a little bit of a limp. He's got arthritis, but we got him on carprofen and stuff like that to help him out with those hard times. And now he doesn't jump up and down, out of my truck. I put him down, I let him down easy. So Good day, HLC. Got out of the military a few months ago. Well, congratulations. It is a bit of a transitional period. Give yourself time. Wanted to thank you for the advice a few months ago. Got an amazing job.
Would you intercept me?
Ooh, let's let this play and then we'll finish that real quick.
I had great-grandpa Mitchell do a fly over Stevens Point, Wisconsin this afternoon. Best thing about summer, bikini babes and vintage warbirds in abundance.
Well, I'll be there next week. Couple of days next week. I'm going out to Oshkosh. So, but I will be back for stream. So I'm not going to be there for the whole thing. I have linked up with the F-22 demo team and one of the guys who does the pyro for the B-1 Lancer demonstration, as well as some old classic Warbirds people. So I'm very excited. Very, very excited. A few months ago, got an amazing job, was able to afford my first house. Congratulations, man. That's a huge deal. Life is looking up since I got out 8 years E5. Hey, man, that's the thing, Classic Logic. That's all you got to do, man. Just keep pushing. So many people, dude. Oh, my God. So many people. They hit one hiccup and their whole world falls apart. Shit's going to go wrong. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm quite literally living my dream, right? Like I don't have very much room to complain. This job is mentally taxing, but not physically in a lot of the way the other jobs are, right? And I live comfortably. That's also because I'm smart and I portion things out correctly. But some people, they just have one hiccup in their life and everything falls apart. Am I coming to EAA in Oshkosh? Yes. Me and Fenn. I tried for months. I have been texting the unsub guys. I've been texting Nick, telling them the dates, when I want to go, where we're going to be. Nothing. And I'm like, you guys do like fully understand that like in the Venn diagram of like the unsub world, there's a lot of overlap between like plain people and everything else you do. Like this is a huge thing. They would love to have you there. Like you would probably get to do some amazing things. Like this is really an amazing opportunity. All of them are too busy. So I don't know. I just work here. Let me see. Can I leak something classified? So obviously no. The answer is no. But like I'm thinking, is there anything I could say, like a raw number that I could spit out? Nope, I still don't feel like going to jail. No, like this is the thing. A number without context, like if I just throw out 500, right? And that's not actually a number tied to anything. But if I just throw out 500, that could be tied to some level of classified information. This is what you got to understand when it comes to like secret information. It's not like aliens are real. We killed JFK. Like it's not cool shit like that. It's dive calculations, altitudes, radar cross sections, speeds, headings, ranges. Like it's boring shit. You could put it on a billboard and no one would give a fuck except for West Taiwan. Like that's the reality of it. Like you could put it all out there. No one would care. Am I incorrect, fellow vets? I was just at Fort Ticonderoga the other day. That's a badass museum if you're looking for habitually fat ideas. We do have a habitually fat, so we have one in the chamber right now. I'm waiting on Fenn to finish editing it. And then towards the end of next month, we are knocking out 2 more. We're trying to stay on top of this. I'm going to tell you guys this because he won't see it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the video by saying, we are looking for a scheduler for Nick, somebody to manage his schedule and just tell him where and when to go to things. And if you're interested, please email, I'm going to find his email from thefatelectrician.com and send in your resume and a recording of your best Chewbacca impression, just because I want to fill his fucking inbox with that shit. Yep. Look, man, you don't fucking monitor your schedule and be able to work with people. I'm gonna get a case of the fuck arounds. This is just the way it is. Not food. You don't portion food right. I portion food decently. Dude, I'm telling you right now. So I'm on the Wolverine stack, right? Which is, it like helps with healing and shit because I had like real bad tennis elbow, dude. I couldn't even like hammer curl 5 pounds. Like it was so bad. So I'm on the Wolverine stack and it's helped out a lot with my elbow so I can actually get back into lifting again. And, but one of the side effects of the Wolverine stack, BPC 157, is it does have a mild, like, appetite suppressant. Not like a GLP-1, but just like a mild one. And it's funny, is like sometimes I'll take a gummy and I just imagine like BPC 157 and cannabis in my system fighting each other to see if I'm going to eat snacks that night, which is hilarious. I find that really funny. If TFE needs a dispatcher, point him my way. Bro, I've told him on a dozen occasions, bro, hire your wife to run your schedule. So that way I can get a hold of somebody and say, hey, is he busy on these days? No? Cool. Lock him in to come to this location. Cool. We'll get his travel figured out. Oh my God. I love the guy so much. I love Nick so much. Like, he is one of my best friends. I really have nothing negative to say about him other than he spends so much money on watches and doesn't know what time anything is. I love you, Nick. I really do. Hello from Bangkok. Hello. Welcome. Another HLC stream, another opportunity to learn something. That's a good way to look at it. Every day is an opportunity to learn. I try and learn something new every single day. I don't think I have learned anything new today. Kind of missing out. I won't say I was busy. Like today wasn't as bad because all I had to do was this stream today. I did coordinate my next recording of What If with Chris Cappy. We just did what is it called? Kind of Consensual. We recorded that yesterday. I started a little bit of research for my next State of Mind, and then we figured out all this travel stuff. And then, after I went to the gym, we did all that, and then this. So, idea for a griping character: Swedish femboy. Need I say more? Also, love your content. It's actually pretty funny. I'm waiting because so everyone knows that picture they put out of the F-47. It had canards. I will make that a gay character. However, the Air Force said it looks nothing like that. Hopefully someone in the Air Force sees my videos and they're like, guys, we can't let this thing have canards. I will make a gay plane character. I have no issue doing it. Love videos, HLC, but did you know that all the Iran oil boats have been going left towards Iran, not right when captured them? Wait, they've been going left toward Iran, not right when captured them. Really? Probably trying to run for their life. I mean, I tell you, if I saw a bunch of blacked out, Black Hawk helicopters landing on the deck of my ship, I'd probably be going back towards anything that is friendly too. I'm going to Oshkosh on Wednesday. Can't wait to be there. Would be a good spot to find you. I don't know. Also, I made my travel plans too late. I don't have a rental car, so I'm going to be Ubering places. I hear there's food there, so that way I can be there during the day. I know Wednesday night, the B1 Lancer demonstration, they're going to be blowing shit up at night, so I'm going to try and get shots of that. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. TFE cannot be controlled. Oh, but he will. How's my balls hanging? Right now I'm wearing boxer briefs and there's a liner in these shorts, so they are well supported at this point in time. I learned something today and I want some damn stealth now, Grandpa Buff. Look, there's no reason to make Grandpa Buff stealth. Like, why would you make something stealth that is strictly there to send a message? Like, we would have to send onboard video, like email it to the bad guys, like, hey, this is what fucked you up. Let's just let, Grandpa Buff, couple burning, couple turning, that one's spitting out, fucking that one broke down, fuck it, we're still going airborne, I don't care. There's 8 of them. What is the minimum? Actually, weapons, you might know that. What is the minimum number of engines a B-52 needs to get off the ground? I feel like half, 4. I feel like 4, but it also depends on where they're at. You can't have 4 on one wing. It would have to be like 1 out of each double stack. I feel like. Depends. Well, yeah, that's fair. What it's carrying, that checks out. Where am I headed? Ever go northeast beyond Massa Toilet? I have not recently. I mean, I've been to Bangor, Maine, or Bangor, or whatever it's called. The kid will lose it. The F-47 has canards. I know that they posted that picture. The Air Force said no, though. It would depend on fuel and payload, altitude, and weather. That's fair. I just thought you might like to know I work for the California DOT. I wore the F-22 unhinged and unstoppable shirt to work, and somebody fairly high up recognized it. That makes me so unbelievably happy. Also, Pete Hegseth posted. Now, granted, it's an old saying, right? You know, beatings will continue until morale improves. That is a very common saying in the military. But he said flyovers will continue until morale improves. Do you think him or someone who runs his account has seen my videos? Do you think? Like, I'm curious. Weapons as a plant. Now, we all know, because Wolfram is in here, that the C-130 just can't do anything right? Honestly, that's what we need to be talking about. Everyone's like, the F-35 is a waste of money. Nope, C-130. C-130, huge, colossal waste of money. We've had it around for way too long. We need to replace it. C-17s can do the same job. Oh, with the goat joke? What was goat fucking ease? Dude, that came to me while I was pretending to be President Trump. Like, I didn't plan that. That came like naturally, which is so funny. I just thought you might like to know I work for the Oh, yeah, I read that one already. Sorry. That is awesome, though, Unholy Nightmare Fish. Come to northern Minnesota and visit the iron mines. So I think one of our next ones is, and Fen has been, dude, shout out to Fen. Dude, the kid is a fucking workaholic. He loves doing well and making money. And I love that about the kid. So we're doing something called River of Steel, which I think is in Pennsylvania. And then there's a Soldiers and Sailors museum nearby, but it's like, we're literally one, the other, out. Like, just because that's the only time that I have with Nick. Oh, there's a new video. Be right back. Okay. Confirmed Department of War is an HLC fan. Which would honestly, on the one hand, I'm flattered, but on the other, it would show a serious sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like being humble, right? Because I don't always speak highly of the things that they do. You know, I try and look at everything in a vacuum, and then I kind of expand and extrapolate. And if there's something I need to explain, I explain, like, maybe this is the thought process, maybe that, but I don't always speak favorably of some of the decisions that the Department of War makes. So, I mean, that would be some serious humble pie that they're taking in if they're a fan. Like, I'm impressed overall. Make the F-47 trans so when the final model of the plane doesn't have canards, he can detransition. It's ma'am. I'm sorry. That's funny as hell. Sup, HLC? What's up, Space Detergent AM? Right? Bangalore? What are we talking about Bangalore's for? We trying to get through some sea wire? Hell yeah. I saw the video of the Blue Angels flyover. That second pilot was hauling some tail. Oh, bro. This is the thing. I am not a pilot, right? I can identify things in the air through radar signatures, cross sections, speed, altitudes, headings, things like that, right? Like, I can do that. That's my job. I'm not a pilot. When I watched it, I was like, that seems a little low. And then I was like, wait a minute. These are arguably some of the best F-18 pilots the Navy has to offer. Right. And I assume that. I don't know what the protocol is to like pick to go to the Thunderbirds or the Blue Angels or whatever. Right. I don't know what the requirement is. But, arguably some of the best F-18 pilots on the planet. And they do these, year round, they're just practicing maneuvers, training. These guys get more flight time in 1 year than Russian pilots have probably ever had in their life. Okay. If I wanted someone to buzz a crowd, I'd probably pick them. That's the way that I look at it, but I saw it and I was like, that's a little low. Like, that's, ooh. But I also saw, like, okay, it was a bank. He wasn't pulling up like he was in danger of hitting it. It was a left bank. So even if he did have to bail, the body of the plane probably still would have ended up in the ocean. So, like, I tried to look at it as best I could, but I don't know the deal. And they like to do that shit. They really only do that at their home station in Pensacola. When I started seeing people who were from Florida, like, yeah, they do that shit all the time, guys. Like, you're being stupid. I try and listen to that. It's like when America's freaking out about immigration. So I talked to some of the local Hispanics here who spend time in Mexico. Many of them came from Mexico. They're like, it's no fucking problem, dude. Just, you get your work visa, you show up here to work, you go back there, you pass, go back and forth as you please. Like, it's really not a big deal. I don't know why Americans are freaking out about it. I'm like, oh, okay, that checks out. That's the opposing solo sneak attack that is modified version of normal air show move they do. Oh. See, I don't know the names of these attacks. I thought a barrel roll was still a barrel roll. Now it's called something else. You guys, it's like some weird word roll. Or turn or flip. I don't know. Hello from an undisclosed location. If I check wiki maps, is there an Air Force logo in the middle of the pool? I'm sorry, I had to say that same thing when I was overseas years ago. So I'm just curious. I could be wrong, but I'm not fully up on the NGAD, but I think the FAXX is older a good bit, but I could be wrong. Oh, okay. Wolfram's responding to someone else. I saw the video of the... Oh, sorry. There we go. I read that one. I'm trying to change rework plans I was given that would condense 2 weeks of paperwork into a day of work. None of the powers that be are playing ball. Send help. Happy Friday, radar nerd. Ooh. Bro, you must be working in DoD contracting. You have to be, because the Department of Defense, at least in my personal experience, and vets, you can tell me if I'm wrong, there's a protocol to everything, and it's the most mind-numbing, justify my existence bullshit, bureaucratic red tape garbage you will ever experience until war breaks out. That's when everything gets real streamlined. Which is why, like, I will tell you guys, if you're in the service and you've never deployed, you're missing out. Deployment's way easier. So much easier. All the red tape disappears. They're like, do your job. Don't die. That's it. So much easier, man. I love it. What do you think is a barrel roll? Is an aileron roll? I know you've gone over it. It's a word that I didn't pick up. I know aileron. Ailerons. I got to reread that. Aileron. I feel like I'm saying that word wrong. AC-130 burns 4,800 pounds of fuel per hour. The C-17 burns 21,000 per hour. So yeah, I think there's at least one thing the Herc platform can do better than the C-17. Yeah, but who carries more? I mean, obviously the C-17. I love the C-130, man. Honestly, it's been a very versatile bird. I just do that to fuck with Wolfram. That's the only reason. Ailerons. Is that not how I said it last time? I feel like I'm fucking this up. Second birthday watching this stream. Thanks, HLC. Well, happy birthday. Everyone in chat should try and sing happy birthday to the real Backstart 5. You should try and sing the whole thing together in unison. Maybe in a round. I'm just fucking with you guys. You don't have to do that. I have a sneaking suspicion the U.S. will bring heat with bombs next week. Iran should agree to peace while it still has the opportunity. It seems like the target... From what I'm seeing, granted, I'm not there on the ground, it seems like their targets... What is the fucking word I'm looking for? Like, their clearance is easier, right? Like, so usually, at least when we would fire upon things, you need like positive identification, hostile intent, or hostile act. Like, you need all those things, and they're just like, okay, now we're actually dismantling this bitch. How do we stop them from exporting oil? Take out the bridges, start taking out oil refineries. Okay, how do we stop them from spotting us with radars? Okay, we're going to take out the civilian radars because they're obviously using it. Like, it seems like they've... Rules of engagement, that might be it, where they just kind of... They're just like, let's let the war machine do what it does. Like, and that's the thing. Like, say what you want to about American politics, and we lost this or we lost that, but check the fucking scoreboard, literally. However... in direct conflict, no one has ever competed. Like, I'm just being honest with you. Like, in direct conflict with American armed forces, with no politicians playing puppet master doing dumb shit, you can't fight it. It's just... And I think that is testament to two things. One, our decentralized command structure is like, we're all about teaching your job to the two below you and learning the job of one above you. We're all big on that. And then also our logistics infrastructure, which is unlike anything the world has ever seen. Easing, that might be a better word for it. Got the jack part work on the tan. How do you live out west and not tan? Also, friendly reminder, don't go to jail and don't reveal any TTPs. I got you. So I'll be honest with you. I haven't hunted in years. I love fishing, but I haven't really hunted in years, man. I do have somewhere around here, I think it's in a closet, I have an oryx pelt, but I didn't hunt that animal. One of my friends was driving under the influence and crashed into it on the backside of White Sands Missile Range. So I got a call at like midnight. Hey, Long, do you know how to skin an oryx? No, but I've done deer and elk, so maybe. It's fucking not the same. That is the hardest animal in the world to skin. Dude, like normally just, you hang it up, right? We had a little fucking stand. You hang it up, you start with the ankles, you work your way down, and then when you get to the back, you can kind of peel, right? With a deer or an elk. Cannot fucking do that with an oryx. That is some thick skin to try and get off. It's rough. You think Cali Fire sent some C-130 to Canada? I know Canada's in a rough time right now, man. Like, I mean, aside from the smoke coming into the U.S., like we can make jokes about that. But realistically, I mean, Canada is a pretty beautiful country. Like, inner city, yeah, you're going to run into like needles, drugs, fucking weirdos, shit like that. But like out in the I don't know what they call it, the outback, the boondocks, whatever you want to, it's a very beautiful country. And I hope they can get those fires under control. Much love from Northeast Ohio. Well, much love in return from Southern New Mexico. Story time. My coworker who was in the Navy on a carrier told me about a guy they called the Ether Bunny. That dude would lace pillows with ether and when they went to sleep. Dear God. Do you have any idea how dangerous that is for the human brain? Southpaws for Buff. My man knows ball. James knows ball. Watching while out camping in the woods for the week. So I should start talking about skinwalkers? Do they have those where you're at? If you guys are unfamiliar with skinwalkers, you should probably look into it. I tell you right now, if you find like a person native to the Southwest and you tell them like, hey, I was out there and I saw this deer stand up on its hind legs, they will draw the blinds, lock the doors, and grab a gun. Like whether or not they're real, it's not my fucking job. We're not playing that game. Much smoke from Central Ohio. Yeah, I think it's oh my God, what is the name of the tea city? It's near there that is burning. I keep on wanting to say Trinidad. Fuck, what is the name of it? Dude, my brain is no worky today. But I think that's where a lot of the fires are at. Toronto. Yeah, aren't they near Toronto? Like most of them? I don't know. I haven't looked into it too much. I know Canada's going through it right now. Which we got 3 days of rain coming down here, which is really unheard of. This dude would then rear them. He got 7-8 guys before he was caught. They would wake up wondering why their lower end hurt. Bro, I would not call him the Ether Bunny. I would call him Jake Paul. I don't... Hassan Piker. I mean, they probably do stuff like that. I just don't get it. That's the thing. It's illogical to me to do that to somebody else. It's so illogical. Like there's no power dynamic there. There's nothing like significant about it. It's just, it's your birthday today, Mario Lopez. You guys better tell him happy birthday. Somebody said Tehran. That's also burning. That is also very much on fire. I saw one blast. I don't know what they hit, but the pressure wave from it was pretty impressive. And if you can see the pressure wave, basically everyone near that, even if they didn't get hit by any shrapnel, their brain is goo. Like, dude, it's so funny. You watch like Rambo movies and he's like jumping away from explosives, and like everyone who's ever been near an explosive, like he has like several TBIs. He is not functioning properly right now. Like there's that man is not okay. That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. It's not the shrapnel. It's the pressure wave that will fuck you up. The fires are by Thunder Bay. I don't know where that is. Is that big thing where Hudson? No, that's Hudson Bay. I don't know. That's why he talks like that. I've been blown up a few times. By the way, Chelsea, a lot changed last time I was here. I now live on my own, starting a paper mill, 28 an hour, but 7 days a week and swing shift. Trying to adult is hard. Reference, I have watched you since 9th grade. Dude, that is awesome, Tristan. I love hearing, like, that's the thing. I'm so happy for you guys when you like have been around here for a long time and you tell me about your life successes, because I want all of you to succeed. I want all of you to do well, man. Like this isn't like, I get so pumped up when other people are successful. I get so fucking pumped. Dude, Tristan, that is awesome, dude. Like it's always a grind, man. It's always a grind, right? It doesn't matter what job it is. You're going to have your good days and your bad days, dude. Porn stars have bad days, right? And I mean, who would think that would have a bad day? But I'm telling you, like it's rough. It's rough, man, but you're doing good. And this is the thing, right? Don't let American commercialization, this is the one thing that I do not agree with, because I've been to a lot of other countries and there's not billboards every 30 feet. There's not a ton of advertisements. There's not on park benches and shit like that. Like that doesn't happen. American commercialization is just shoved down your throat. This is the one thing I do not like about this country is everything is an advertisement. But what you have to remember, and I was talking about this earlier with my wife. I was like, even if all this, social media, everything disappeared one day, I have a roof over my head, food in my stomach, a woman that loves me, my dogs. I am a wealthy man. I am a wealthy man regardless of how much money you have in the bank or the year of your vehicle. I still drive like a 11-year-old truck. I love that thing. I'm never getting rid of it. I love the grind. I drive a semi 6 days a week. Bro, truckers are the lifeblood of this country. Like, don't get me wrong. Trains are also incredibly important, but truckers are the lifeblood of this country. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Like nothing is unimportant. Nothing is very unimportant. Well, okay. Gender studies is kind of pointless, right? Like I don't know what the purpose of that is. I also haven't looked into it, right? I have no idea what the purpose of gender studies is. But aside from that, if you're doing anything else, you're helping this country keep moving. I work for UPS. I fucking hate it. Hey man, people got to get their boxes. They got to get their toys. Truckers don't get as many cameras. How do people feel about those flock cameras? I scrolled past some, I think. After that dude had a ton of threats on his life after he was caught, so they had to move him to another ship while he awaited discharge. That dude should be in Leavenworth Penitentiary. There's also fires by LE, Minnesota. I know a lot of the U.S. is getting hit by fires right now. You know what's crazy? You know what's interesting? Uh-oh. I might be getting a scorning from Eli. Might be getting a scorning from Eli. You work at Culver's? Culver's is delicious. Culver's is fucking delicious. So Brandon Herrera, aside from him being my friend, this is the thing, right? And Brandon and I don't agree on everything. And he and I have had in-depth conversations about the things that we disagree on. He is an awesome guy, right? Awesome dude. The thing I love about Brandon is he is a doer. So when you remember last year, 4th of July, that camp in Texas got washed away. And 20 children died. Brandon was there that night. He was actively running for Congress, but he loaded up him and Cody and they went straight there. And they started working. Tony Gonzalez, who is now, disgraced fucking former Congressman Tony Gonzalez. And he didn't show up until like 4 or 5 days later when President Trump was supposed to go and speak about it. Now, Kerrville is also experiencing some serious floods. Brandon canceled the rest of his Western Texas tour and went straight there because he is a doer. I respect that man. Right. Regardless of what we agree on or disagree on, I will always applaud somebody who is either running for politics or someone who is a politician who is a fucking doer, who's going to show up. Life is a contact sport, man. You got to show up. You have to. Oh, man, it did that thing again. By the way, you need to look up this RFN YouTube channel, Soaring by the Sea, fully rearmed and got authorized to film gun runs in a real P-40 Warhawk. Might be the last time that one of those Warbirds ever gets to go hot. I think I saw clips of that. I didn't see like the whole thing. I'm very good at aircraft identification. Play Rainbow Six Siege, please. It's too sweaty for me, man. You guys would be like Seriously, you play that? I play boring games or like PvE games because I like just hanging out with the homies. That's it. That's survival games are fun. I like those because I like building, but that's about it. When are we getting habitually fat USS Texas episode? Haven't reached out to them. Haven't reached out to the USS New Jersey. I want to make sure we have some dates locked in before we even get a hold of those guys. You drive combines, you're feeding this country and other countries, bro. I should play Ready or Not. I have played that before. I play that with my homies every once in a while. Y'all military people are some freaks. Navy coworker of mine told me how he maybe has 15 kids all across Asia. I can't really say much. I think I might have one in Romania. There's a possibility. Like I don't even know the lady's name. I don't even think she knew my name. Fall to Cain, holy sweet Jesus.
Intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Buff be like America, England, Russia, Iran. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when Turban Tammy attacked. Buff, master of Russia's mom, could stop them, but when the world needed him most, a Democrat was elected.
I love Avatar. That's fucking hilarious. That is, oh my God. That is so funny. I may use that. Like that's really funny. That's very funny. If that's okay, I would like to use that. HLC, will the Tomcat get a vid since they're restoring F-14D to fly again? Also, remade Talos video when? I know you're busy just asking. I haven't done an individual video on the... I've not heard of the Rim 8. I've heard of the Rim... Is it the Rim 66? No. I'm thinking rolling airframe missile. The one that looks like a C-RAM but with missiles, which is... I love this country so much. Oh. It needs to be a soundbite. I'm sure someone from my Discord will grab it. Like that was very funny. So I have brought up the F-14 in my State of Mind videos on Pepperbox. Once or twice. I just dropped one. I don't know if you guys know this, but onions are outlawed for commodity trading in the United States. Figured that out. I'm not going to say this is me. This is Grandpa Buff. Just imagine a plane here.
It was the Jews.
Quite literally. Because after I made the video, I did look into their religious affiliation. Same one as old Bibi Netanyahu. Just throwing that out there. Long Dark is a great survival game set in northern Canada in winter. I looked into Long Dark. That one, I like the more arcadey one. You guys are going to laugh. The most recent one that I picked up, so I picked up two of them, was Solar Punk. And that one was kind of fun for a while. I haven't really finished it, but it's fun. And then the other one is Tectonica, which is kind of similar to... oh my God, what's the name of it? Satisfactory. God. Long Dark is hard. I played the Talos Tartar interior missiles. I have an entire research file for you on them. If you remember, you probably, you know, Weapons just keeps doing shit. He just be doing shit. Since Brandon isn't coming to town tomorrow, are you showing up for a school drive? Also, my C7 has headers now. Oh shit. What's up, buddy? I will not be in town tomorrow. So tomorrow I have to record a what if, and then I would like to go see a movie with my wife. I get like maybe one day a week where I have the time to do something like that. So that's my game plan. Will we see more of the KC-135 appearance? I need to do that. Fried taters. Yeah, fried taters. Your thoughts on the daylight savings shit? Well, daylight savings time was originally put in place. I think it was around the time of the original Henry Ford, early 1900s, because, I remember reading up on this. Man, now my brain's drawn a blank. Basically, with the modern light bulbs and the way people operate, there's no reason to keep it. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. It's, it's, oh, hey, we do daylight savings. I got it. It's like a traditional thing. There's really no reason to keep it. Do not watch Odyssey. No, we're going to go see Obsession. Rich said that was good. It was not about light bulbs. It was about light bulbs. Farmers. There you go. But anyways, we can operate day, night, hot, cold. Like, our technology has surpassed the usefulness of daylight savings time. You want to know something weird that not a lot of people know, and most people won't know it until you go to that country? Afghanistan is one of like 3 countries in the world that have 30-minute time zones. That's a real thing. I'm not making that up. I learned that when I went there. Daylight savings is stupid. Benjamin Franklin to save candles. Yeah. He was just busy getting too many cougars, He's all about that life. I was a farmer and I hated it. Daylight savings, that tracks. I mean, this is the thing. When it comes to daylight savings, you're going to have like, dude, farmers, y'all. You think the military's an early and long day. God damn, man. I am so thankful for farmers. Like around here, you have like 2 major farmers that do like a lot of the work, and how they have time to do everything they do. Knox, Mrs. Linecrosser, if you're watching, can you send in my big boy? Sang Tang Sally, baby flow. No, I never touched Song Tong Sally. I never touched her. Is that video still roaming around of the guy Spartan kicking her? So if you guys don't know, Song Tong Sally is kind of a legend in Hosan Air Base. She hangs out in the Ville. She's a heavy-set Korean woman who's middle-aged, and she loves to prey on young service members. And she will let you do literally anything you want with her because she's trying to find a husband. And she was approaching a soldier and wouldn't leave him alone, and he literally Spartan kicked her. And in 2013, when I was there, that video was circulating. Anyone in the military that's deployed comes back with crazy stories. One of my coworkers served in the Army and deployed to Afghanistan. He has a clean bullet hole in his knee from a ground tussle with an enemy combatant. I'm genuinely, like, I'm not calling bullshit, right? I'm not calling bullshit. It's very rare, at least in my experience, because the second you put your hands on an enemy combatant, they know you are leaps and bounds stronger than they are. And they immediately, no mister, they'll give up. Like every single time I ever grabbed somebody who was potentially an enemy combatant, they gave up immediately. Now, I wasn't always the kindest when it came to doing things, but it was better than shooting them in the face. And I think that's really where the truth lies in that. Like, if you charge towards my formation on a motorcycle and we are in broad daylight and I'm telling you to stop and you don't stop until you're right on top of us and slamming on your brakes, I am going to aggressively remove you from that motorcycle. And I have. I picked up a grown man by his hair. No shame. Better than killing him. Depending on which legal office you talk to. But I say grown man, he was like maybe 120, 130 pounds. Like, he wasn't very big. Is he still single? Probably. But that's very strange. Like, and basically everyone I've ever talked to over there, as soon as you put your hands on an enemy combatant, they give up, like, basically immediately, which is why, like, part of the reason that knife fight video between the Russian and Ukrainian fucked me up so bad is because it's such a foreign thought to me. It's a foreign idea. And that's part of the reason that video fucked me up so bad. Like, I don't go look for it, guys. It's rough. You don't want to see that. How far did I toss him? No, I ended up not tossing him. So he was at gunpoint. My saw gunner, no, 240 gunner, Derringer, had him at gunpoint. He like stopped between us. And as he went by, I was drawing down, like, safety off, but I saw Derringer right there and I was like, I can't, crossfire, I can't miss this. And so put the weapon back on safety, let it hang from the wolf hook. And then I went over and he had a little like Abu cap on, and I grabbed, left hand was fistful of hair, right hand was shoulder, picked him up and into the wall he went. And I started searching him. His bike fell over and started leaking fuel and he wanted us to pay for a new motorcycle. I'm like, you're lucky you didn't die. You're very lucky you didn't die. Like, you are so incredibly lucky because our rules were very clear. If they charge your formation, eliminate them. I was slow on the draw. That wasn't my fault. I got yelled at for it. They're like, you should have shot that guy. Yeah, well, maybe I didn't feel like shooting him. Maybe I just thought he was dumb. I've seen it. It's brutal. Cappy has the video. Oh, dude, I won't watch it. It's. I saw it once. I'm like, that's enough. That is enough. I don't want to see that again. Like that is a brutal, animalistic form of warfare that is foreign to me. And I have no shame in saying that. Like that is nuts. I delivered that Southern Special Dollar General. How close is that Dollar General to a plasma donation center? That's like, I call that the ghetto core, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the demon core, right? It had that little, can't remember what it was made out of, but it was a ball of plutonium, and then there was a cap on top, and they had a screwdriver separating it, and then it closed one time, and it created a bright blue flash, and this guy like ripped it off, but it ended up killing them from radiation poisoning. And basically what I've learned in my travels is the closer a dollar store is to a plasma donation center, that's the ghetto core. And if they're right next door, bro, lock your doors. Don't even stop there. You have to pick them up, swing them around, and use them as a weapon. HLC, if Patriot gets AI integration, do you agree that the Iron Giant should be mandatory training material? So I don't think Patriot will ever get AI integration. However, during my time, we did experiment with AI, and AI should be used to enhance operator abilities. But just like with the wingman that they're currently working on, the unmanned, whatever it's called, it will never be able to make lethal decisions by itself. That is one thing we told them never do. Never give that thing lethal authorization, because then whose fault is it if we do something wrong? It should always be on the operator. You can make lethal recommendations, like this thing should die. Okay, let me figure out why the system is saying this. And I mean, it's a game of seconds. Might be a Dollar Tree on the corner though. Where am I supposed to donate then? Bro, you braver than me, man. Talos was one of the first 3 original Navy missiles. It was 38 foot long and had a ramjet second stage from the 50s and weighed 4 tons. J models hunted radar. Was it a VLS launch? I now have to look into it. I have to look into the Talos. I know Army missiles. Apparently I don't know Navy missiles, because I've heard the word Talos before, but I don't, probably from weapons trying to tell me. What do you think about the U.S. invading Iran islands and set up counter battery? That's actually a wonderful question. So when you're looking at doing something, like the easy answer is no, right? We don't want to endanger our forces, right? Like that's the easy answer. However, when you analyze like through a CVT or CVRT assessment, which is criticality, vulnerability, recuperability, and threat, is the juice worth the squeeze? Now, if we're talking about counter battery, you're thinking cannons or HIMARS, which is fine. But that also means the enemy can range those systems. If putting them there would give us any kind of force multiplier on the battlefield, I would say yes. But right now, I don't see a positive outcome for that. I don't see what more could be gained from us doing that, aside, denying the enemy freedom of maneuver. Which we're already doing anyways. So to me, the juice isn't worth the squeeze there. You don't know shit. Or as someone once said, you don't know shit about fuck. I don't know shit about fuck. The 737 MAX factory has a lot of freaky ass people too. I've heard about people getting down at work and getting services at night in the parking lot. Huh. So where's the 737 MAX factory located? I'm just kidding. So update on USA versus Brazil. Please, as a Brazilian, I want someone else with professional experience to confirm how laughable the military situation is down there. Again, like, toe to toe, folded like a lawn chair. However, the main thing the Brazilians have to their advantage, aside from the urban terrain and the favelas and in like the bigger cities, the fucking jungle. The jungle is a very hard place to fight in. for allied forces. It's incredibly difficult to fight in those because, your sectors of fire are all screwed up. The terrain is crazy. The animals are crazy. Pulling proper security is really difficult. You can't see that far. Like the jungle is the one thing they have going for them. And like the cheat code to dealing with any major power is the same thing all nations do. We topple the regime. All the uniform guys are taking now. All their weapons are destroyed. All their equipment is destroyed. And then someone who hates America starts trickling shit in, usually Iran or China. They start trickling shit in. And before anyone goes, well, China doesn't do that. They did it in fucking Vietnam. Don't come at me. All right. They start trickling shit in. And then non-uniform people start attacking and ambushing American forces. It's really tale as old as time. And until we figure out how to combat that, which there's an easy way, and then there's a morally correct way. Easy is not morally correct by any stretch of the imagination. If you've been around here long enough, you know what I'm talking about. But military v. military, no luck. No luck. Cody Firearms Museum is a must for Habitually Fat episode. Largest firearm collection in the U.S. Is that in Cody, Wyoming? I haven't done anything in Wyoming since I worked at Ivinson Memorial Hospital as a janitor in like 2007. I might do that. And I bet they would work with us. I like the smaller museums because they let us do whatever we want. What's up, gay boy? Well, I'm good. How are you, Caboose UNSC? Real creative name there. Took it from fucking old Rooster Teeth, red versus blue. I'm telling the missus to send Knox. She discovered Candy Crush and she is hopelessly addicted. If AI keeps being integrated the way it is, do you think that real life war game situation could play out? No, because right now the main thing is, it's a two-part problem. The military doesn't want to accept the risk of having an AI make lethal decisions. It'll make lethal recommendations, but it will never make lethal decisions. But also, the contractor doesn't want their AI to make lethal decisions because who's at fault if it kills something it's not supposed to kill? Well, that would be the contractor. They were the ones that programmed it. But the army is or the military is going to be the ones who have to answer for it. So I don't think we would see anything like that. However, using AI to enhance operator capabilities, very much so. Like that makes sense. That checks out. Did I watch the clip from the debate in Maine the other day? I did not. Yep, that's why I'm being quiet. Yeah, that's fair. You still need to play sea power naval combat in the missile age. See eerily sucky missiles from the early 60s to 90s, missiles with mods and VLS. If I have time. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I love early, that's why we had nuclear air defense. Don't get me wrong. It's super cool that Nike Hercules, Nike Zeus, Nike Spartan, they all existed. We made everything fucking nuclear. But that was also due to radar incapability. Radars weren't producing the fidelity you would need to properly hit a target. So now our radars are better. So it doesn't make any sense to make, nuclear payloads on a lot of those things unless you're doing ground attack. But I'm willing to take a look. Was in the Army Reserve for part of a contract. Company commander was an alphabet squad liberal who hates straight conservative white men like it's oxygen. I refused to take her BS a year later and got unsat. Now I'm out. Damn. I will tell you, when it comes to leadership, the reserve is a little bit different because you can be with the same people for your entire military contract. But in the regular army, it's I just got to put up with this fuckface for a little while. So that's what I would do. Sorry to hear that happen, man. Bridge lives matter. My bad, Lord. I can't type. I'm dead. You're dead? What? What are we talking about? How did you enjoy your visit to Beaufort? When did I go to Beaufort? I forgot. I travel so fucking much. When did I go to Beaufort? Was that near VIR? Virginia International Raceway? Awesome, honestly. It was a great time. Little hole in the wall fucking town. If that's the town. I can't remember the name of the fucking town. But yeah. Got some ammo for your next vid. Enter count bin face. Also, Arch Warhammer is visiting America, you can get him on the podcast. Who is Arch Warhammer? That's the only people that I know of that are like into it in the creator space so far is me and Rich. And he read, like, he's caught up to me in books, and that's because he had nothing to do with anyone. Wesley Morris, me? Sweet Jesus.
I'd intercept me.
Got a $35,000 loan to finally fix my teeth, so my last big donation for a couple years lol. Not as much fun money to play with frown, thanks for your entertainment and teaching.
I thank you, but also Wesley, you don't have to do that, man. I try and answer as many questions as I possibly can, but I am incredibly thankful, right? I you know, nothing goes without you guys and your support for me. The only thing I'll ever ask again is just watch my videos. Why? There's nothing in the jungle. It's not Vietnam with a 600-mile long Ho Chi Minh Trail. You need a logistic trail at least 90 times longer in a country where only 6% of the territory has rail lines. Well, that's the thing, is because when you start pushing them out of the major cities, urban combat we got. Urban's easy. Like, I mean, we've trained for it enough, right? Urban combat is not terrible. Someone shoots from building, you level building. Someone shoots from building that maybe has religious ties to it. You go, hey, commander, they're shooting from that building. And he goes, cool, you should level that. And they do it. But jungle, people can just disappear into it. Now, I don't know how many of the Brazilians in general, like, have existed in the jungle and survived out there for extended periods of time. I don't know. I have no idea. How do I control my split personality doing your videos in public or with wifey? She loves what I do. You know, she doesn't understand it fully, but she finds some of the jokes that I say funny. And in public, I don't even really think about it. I'm just a regular guy. I don't feel any different. Maybe I've always had these voices in my head. I don't know. Habitual long balls. I've got a question about you getting in the army and how hell did you get through the duck walk? Okay. When I did the duck walk, I don't know if this changed recently or in the last 20 years. You weren't nude. You had your underwear on. And I've worn boxer briefs most of my adult life. So everything is supported. Wesley Morris, thank you again. I just got down to yours the second time over here. Yes, Dwayne, they indeed are. Isn't Russia fighting Ukraine with museum pieces? Yeah. You're not wrong. Did you guys see my new shirt I launched? If you didn't see it, it's okay. It's on Bunker Branding, and it's here, I'll pull up a picture of it. You'll get to see it live on here. Pop goes the Russian with a T-90, doing its damnedest to make those Russians cosmonauts. This is late, but I know someone who works at the Cody Firearms Museum pretty well. If you need a contact, might or might not help. I'll reach out to them, but if I need anything else, man, like, keep in touch with my mods, like hop into the Discord. If you got a POC, I don't know when I'll be able to go. I still have an open invitation in Nevada, and I have 2 out of 5 open invitations in Hawaii. It's Nick. I love the guy, but god damn, man, he never has time for anything fun. Also, Vietnam was next to China receiving aid. Brazil is literally on the other side of the world. China's 11,000 miles away by sea. Russia's 7,000 miles away by sea. Who's going to supply? They just disguise it as other shit. I mean, granted, it won't be as easy as like the Ho Chi Minh Trail, but they'll just disguise it in other ways. It'll get there sooner or later. I don't know how much, but you don't need much to maintain some level of insurgency. As long as one person is willing to fight, you pump in a couple of rifles. I appreciate everything you do. I wish more folks see the truth through the BS. Thank you, HLC. Or more people were as enthusiastic about helping folks see the truth through the BS. Thank you, HLC. I really appreciate you guys, Solo Gaming. Like, honestly, and I know for a fact, like, everyone is somewhere on the political spectrum, right? I know that I lean more conservative. That's fine, right? I know that. I do have some liberal, opinions, but I think that everyone needs to make that decision for themselves individually. I try and wade through as much of it as you possibly can. Like, I started noticing that other people thought that America was just some war-torn hellscape, when the vast majority of it is perfectly fine and safe, right? Like, there's nothing bad going to happen to you in most of the United States. And I was like, You know what sells clicks? Fear. They're going to make you afraid to do anything. So really, how bad is it? So that's the only thing, I wanted to do that for people. And I did not know that I would become a reputable news source, which is still wild to me. You might need a secondary host. Get Ethan from Forgotten Weapons or Cappy on another Pepperbox history nerd. What about Cappy? What? Wolfram, why are you screaming? Thank you for your videos. You're the man, tree guy. I had to read that hooked on phonics style. I thought it was tree gup. Nope. I'm just a little slow. Oh, Arch Warhammer is friends with Sargon. He is he who should not be named in the Warhammer community. Is that like oh my god, what's his name? The dude with the tattoos on his fucking head that everyone hates. The one who turned Horus towards chaos. Fulgrim, right? Is that Fulgrim? Or is... You're not a reputable news source? I am a good news source-ish. Ish? You're not so news source, and if anyone is using you as that, really shouldn't. What is with all this mod hate? Why? You guys are supposed to be on my team here. I pretend to pay you for that. I mean, the only one who never received his care package was Wolfram. And that's just because Canada, I can't figure out how to, prevent forest fires and do mail. Lorgar? Is it Lorgar? Or Erebus? Erebus. Is Lorgar his last name? What of Kagan Dunlap news? I've met Kagan a couple of times. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really watched a lot of his news stuff. I got no issue with the guy. It's just, it seems like anytime anything happens, like the dude posts religiously, like excessively. And I'm like, you do you, man, but that's just too much for me. That is just too much. I'm trying to create actual good shit instead of just splitting my face across with something else and talking about something that really no one knows anything about. And culturally wise, you have no idea how easy it'd be to bribe people down here to stop fighting the leftist efforts of the last 40 years after the military dictatorship destroyed patriotism. Is there a lot of, I guess I've never thought about that down in Brazil, is that there's a lot of civil... Bro, why is my brain not working tonight? I was going to say civil liberties, but civil unrest. My brain is not working. Erebus turned Logar, Logar turned Horus. Okay. Yeah, Erebus is a piece of shit. I hate that guy. Funniest news source. That's what I'm good with. It's got nothing to do with Canada. It's UPS. And guess what? Who is operating UPS in Canada? Canadians. That's a them problem. That's a them problem. Who am I supposed to be arguing with? Bro, I don't know. We're just mad at people. I keep on, dude. I'm about to mute the fucking notifications because there's 2 people arguing on one of my comments on Instagram that I made while I was just having a good night. And they've been going 2 days strong. UPS is operating UPS in Canada. No, yep. Well, there's Canadians that do it. Hey man, my brain tumor. I got a couple neurosurgeon appointments here next week for options. I'm getting great help. I love Buff. Does he have a t-shirt? Yes, he does. Bunkerbranding.com, or you can go to HLC or habituallinecrosser.com. I don't have the 3-letter URL. It's expensive. But anyways, habituallinecrosser.com or bunkerbranding.com, and just go. They have influencers. They have a little tab. Click on there. You'll find me. And Buff has several t-shirts. Several. But hey, man, you got this shit. Nostalgia podcast. Homie, keep fighting. Don't fucking quit. Do not quit. You got this. Go to those appointments. Fight this shit tooth and fucking nail. Because this is the thing. At the end of the day, whether this turns out, we're obviously optimistic, right? Whether this turns out good, bad, or indifferent, you can rest easy knowing you gave it everything you got. That's the way I treat everything in my life. I'm going to give it everything that I got. So that way there's nothing left for regret. Don't fucking quit, my dude. Wolfram is Canadian. Yeah, so I found him originally on a Make-A-Wish thing. Turns out he's severely retarded. Like super retarded. He's in the Canadian military, which is basically the Boy Scouts, right? Like, hey, today we're gonna pretend to shoot guns because we can't afford bullets. Fucking wild. Anyways, found him on a Make-A-Wish, and he just stuck around. He just listen, you fire at me, Wolfram. I'm firing back, homie. Just do a search for ArcCast and you'll understand. All right. If he's a good source to get like 40K information, because I've been finding a lot of 40K, and like I'll scroll through it and I'll see like, oh, hey, do you know this person does this and this person does this? And I'm like, that's actually really fucking cool. Yo, HLC asked a girl for her number first time ever after coming out of a 5-year relationship. She said, yes, sorry. Had to tell someone. I was so happy. Hell yeah, my dude. Fuck yeah. Do I have horns? I have, you get an A10. You get an A10 sound for that, my man. Hell yeah. This is the thing, guys. One thing you need to do in life, right? One thing you need to do, and this is my like genuine advice to everyone. Don't ever compare achievements. There's one thing, actually, my dad, who's not really a great role model, but I love my dad, and he doesn't compare our achievements. When I got back from Afghanistan, I saw the same amount of happiness on my father's face as my brother when he got out of prison. Two very drastically different fucking achievements, right? Two drastically different achievements. However, we weren't compared to one another. And I think that there's definitely something to be said in that. So no matter how small you think that accomplishment is, rock that shit. I wouldn't rock that shit on the internet, though. I will tell you this, because the internet is very unforgiving. Incredibly unforgiving. Love the angry zipper sound. It is the flying fart of freedom, my good sir. No, it's okay. We were talking about making a double A10, and Wolfram Weapons was like, that's a dumb idea. It won't even fly. Bigger engines. God, what do you think we are, Canada? Oh, we'll put guns on it. It'll work, eh? Oh, it fell out of the sky there. Oh, maybe we should put some more maple syrup in the tubes. Be able to fire those guns together. Hey, anyways, it's time for my lunch break. Where's my poutine? I don't... Wolfram's getting both barrels tonight, man. It's fucking great. I love it. I'm tired of being the only one in the world that can prevent wildfires. Bro, I thought it was me. I could have swore I saw that Smokey the Bear sign and he said only you. But apparently you got the same sign, man. It's... Horsepower wants to buff.
Okay, but you better swallow. No spitting on this fucking podcast.
I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, that's going to get me canceled. You talking Canardians? Are you familiar with the P40 that's flying again with active 50 cals? I saw clips. I haven't watched the full video yet. What happens if the P40 gets an intercept before the kid? Well, I think the P40 has had intercepts before. Hold on. I'm almost positive it has. Oh, yeah. The P40 has been very busy. I didn't know the numbers off the top of my head. I knew it's had some, but god damn. The kill to loss ratio for Royal Air Force, Soviet forces, 3-1, and it is responsible for 2,200 to 3,700 aerial victories. Bro, the kid is never catching up. Fuck it. What do you mean I'm never catching up? Bro, that's a lot. That is a lot of fucking kills, okay? Give me a weekend. You don't have the munitions. You don't have the balls. Actually, I've seen them. They're hanging way the fuck down there, man. You have a medical issue. I've heard of a facelift. You need a fucking sack scissor lift, bro. Like, them things are way down there. Okay, I don't... What's my P.O. box for letters and packages? It is at habituallinecrosser.com. It's right at the top. I don't understand history. Yeah, I don't know everything about everything, man. I can't always... Oh, man. Wonder if HLC and Asman have viewership crossover. Bro locked it down with Casey, who's an absolute 8.5. I get my news from the Asman News Network. I would love to meet Asman someday. Like, I mean, I don't know much about the guy. I don't really watch his stuff. I've seen a lot of his clips. Seems like, I mean, aside from some other things, like, it seems like he's all around like, this is dumb. Why are we doing this? Seems pretty logical. All right, I'm going to go grab Knox. You guys can watch Chair for a second. I have shorts on. You're going to see that, so. Knox. There he is. My best buddy in the whole wide world. All right, go on. Go to your place. Actually, here, you can have this bone. There you go. Go to your spot. Oh, I know. Chair watch. Everyone loves the chair. Also, in case you guys were wondering, whoever invented front squats, your mom's a hoe. So I may have went a little too hard today. I was really trying to just, not lift heavy, but I was trying to lift like decently heavy and kind of build some more strength in my legs because my hips and knees are not great. So I started with back squats. I had 135 on the bar. Well, 135 with the bar. I did 2 sets of 10. That's 2. 2 sets of 10. And then I put on 2 more 45s and I brought it to 225. And I did 2 sets of 5 and then 1 set of 10. That 10, that about took me out. And then I did another 2 sets of 135. I took the 45s off, did 135. I did 2 more sets of 10. And then I switched over to front squats and I was like, all right, I'm going to do some front squats. We're going to do 135 for 5. And right about number 4, when I squatted down, I felt a pop in my right knee and it doesn't feel very good right now. So yeah, front squats, they are not a fun experience. Oh, it is protocol 4 time. Can you speak for? There you go. How about another? Okay. There you go, bud. There you go, my best buddy in the whole wide world. All right, Knox. All right, go get your bone. Get your bone. There he goes. The chair was a paid actor. Benjamin Netanyahu, if you can hear this, HLC's chair is 2 weeks away from making a nuclear weapon. Please don't use the C word. It's a slur to the Frostbacks. Canadistan? You missed chair. Deaf? Who's deaf? Knox is not deaf. He's just a good boy. He's the bestest boy in the whole wide world. And I can use those words. I watched the Imperial Iterator here on YouTube for 40K stuff. All right, I may have to start putting his stuff on, like if I'm out in the backyard doing work or maybe riding the ATV or whatever. I'm looking to learn some more 40K lore. Worth it. Horsepower. Oh, and then I'm getting to all the chair ones. Chair, all hail mighty chair. Chair is life, chair is love, chair is... Oh my God, you guys. Y'all are driving me nuts. The Pleather Princess. This is real. This is a lazy boy, which I bought, and I was like, I'm going to have a good chair. Bro, when I stand up at the end of this, there's going to be 2 sweat marks from my thighs on the bottom of this chair. The amount of sweat that comes off me. I need a breathable chair. You guys got to understand, I'm also very much a penny pincher, and this chair is in perfect working order. There's no scratches, no dents, no tears. Like, it's perfectly fine. Can I afford a new chair? Yeah, yeah. Do not buy a leather chair. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Do they make chair from towel? What are we talking about? So tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. Well, anyway, why is Amazon getting tips on operating AI staffs which is MGR, halt the idea afterwards, from the Chinese factory workers. Am I reading this right? So, bit of a conspiracy theory on that, but it actually kind of makes sense when you check the math. That we think the CCP and China have drastically overstated their population counts. Now, they instituted the one-child policy, I think it was in the 1970s. Somebody did a breakdown on this, and I watched the video, and I was like, that actually makes a lot of fucking sense. And based off of their, like, rate of departure, so to speak, right, the amount of Chinese that are dying, they wouldn't replace, because it would be like 2 to 1 to replace, and this is technically 0.5. So they weren't replacing their population. Now, they've overstated this because it makes them seem strong, but in reality, I think they are producing this year alone 300,000 robot workers, and no Chinese are talking about losing their jobs. So it's kind of, I don't know. It makes sense, and it's a bit of a conspiracy theory. And the guy estimated, like, based on his math, that the real population of China is somewhere around 350 to 400 million. Which is significantly lower than, what are they told? I think India's 3 billion, which that tracks. But China is saying they're around like 2.8 billion. You might have shorts, but Russians had less.
Of course she did. I didn't even pay attention. I just went for it so hard the first time, I shoved the panties right up in there. It was weird.
Something Wong in China. But yeah, I was getting at is, you guys are okay up. Are you guys okay up there? What are we talking about? Am I okay? Yeah, we're good. We're good. Put the chair up for auction, and dude, who would pay for that? Like, realistically, would any of you pay for HLC's chair that he has sweat in on live streams? Nobody would pay for that. This isn't goth girl spit or woo girl bathwater. This isn't that. Knox, get your fat ass back in here. Come on, bud. Where are you going? You're supposed to stay in here with the dad. Don't you yell at me. Watch your language. Who taught you those words? Was it your Aunt Emily? No. I don't know if you guys heard that, but he just shit his pants. I heard it. It went fucking on the floor. Dude, I gotta turn the fan on over. You gross. I heard that. I haven't gotten a whiff of it yet. People pay for bathwater, sir. People are crazy. I don't know, man. Wolfram, you love every time he gasses me out, you bastard. If you want long form 40K YouTube content, Lucian09 might be a gold standard. Okay. I'll start looking into it. I will start looking into it. How's it hanging, Mr. Bronze Basketballs? They're not. I'm also on TRT, folks. Some things happen. Have I seen the reports of fully autonomous drones with no human oversight being used in battlefield tests in Ukraine with confirmed kills? Yes. That scares the living fuck out of me. However, it does pose a problem if you are the force that has emplaced them. Because, and granted, I don't know anything about their discrimination of friendly versus foe, but from what I've seen with the Ukrainians is they place them kind of like a landmine. They stay in an area, when they detect movement, they deploy, engage, kaboom. So circumstantially, it's which is also fucking scary, a bouncing Betty that chases you. We are in the scariest fucking timeline. That just came to me. It's basically a bouncing Betty that chases you. That is nightmare fuel. That is, how do you get them to turn off? I don't know if they have a special like passcode or something like that. 12 gauge slugs. Well, I wouldn't say slugs. Birdshot. Birdshot would be my way to go, because you don't need a lot of damage. I mean, they're plastic bodies, they're 3D printed, like they don't require a lot of damage to take out. Birdshot's going to decrease your margin for error. But Cappy brought it up years ago, like probably 2 years ago now. He's like, all 11 series going through basic training should be trained to skeet shoot. Every single one of them. And I'm like, that actually makes perfect sense. Called a captor mine. When it detects a target, it shoots at you. Wasn't there something the U.S. had designed like that? Like you drop it in and then it sticks into the ground, and then when it detects like incoming armor, it has an armor piercing like artillery shell in on board. I don't know. But yeah, I've seen those reports. It's fucking nightmare fuel, bro. It is nightmare fuel. I heard HLC bathwater's coming soon. You don't want that, homie. You don't want that. Trust me. Also, I have a question, gentlemen. Why do wieners float but balls sink? I know I'm not the only one who noticed this. Don't even come at me like that, okay? Don't say nothing crazy. But has anyone ever like scientifically looked into that, or like medically? Why do balls sink and wieners float? I'm going to have to ask the kind of consensual guys the same question, because it's very confusing to me. They're both part of the same thing. It's got a density, right? Okay. But like, they're both flesh. You would think. There's no body fat down there. No body fat floats. Body fat is less dense than the water, but it's basically a sponge that fills up with blood. Like it. Actually, it is that fills up with blood. So that tracks. You convince grown men to buy themselves a stuffed animal holding a chicken nugget. Honestly, Gamer Verline, what I might do is just like, I might have Paradox Customs. I'll link up with them and I'll do a giveaway, like for bunker branding stuff. I'll do a giveaway for a computer, and this chair will come with the computer. And they're like, I don't want the chair. Too bad, you're getting the chair. You get the chair. And then I'll tell them, look, man, if you just put this chair in front of a camera and walk away for a couple hours, people will show up and watch a chair stream. I don't know what it is about this chair. Maybe it's just HLC's chair. I don't know. Things we learn on this show. Hey, I just learned something new. I mean, potentially, maybe it is density. The government scares me and we need more guns. True. You know what's funny is all the people who are like, how's your AR going to do against an Abrams tank? And it's like, hear me out. We have a generation of like several million veterans who basically had to learn how to make explosives and EFPs. It's not the ARs you have to worry about. An EFP will go through an Abrams like fucking butter with the right charge, the right amalgamation of copper, and the right distance. It'll rip through an Abrams like no one's fucking business. EFPs are terrifying. Now, the air defense portion of it, that might be significantly harder to do. Like getting air superiority or air supremacy, significantly harder to do. Get the chair I send you, trust me. As another sweaty person, trust that chair. I know, I saw the one you sent me, and that's probably the direction I'll be going in. It looks like it's very breathable, which I'm all about. Have I heard of the NASA-owned NB-52B Balls 8? Nope. Those are a whole bunch of letters and numbers put together. It's the PTSD posse. Hey, there you go. That's a funny ass thing though. The PTSD posse. Oh no, it's the PTSD posse. They're going to blow us up with shit they learned in Afghanistan and Iraq. You answered your question. Did I? I did. Because I said it's basically, well, it's not hollow. It's not like full of air. It's just basically a blood sponge. Gross. And you can buy all the stuff needed for an EFP at your local hardware stores. Yes, but if you purchase it all at the same time from the same hardware store, these people called the ATF will knock on your door. I'm just kidding. They're not going to knock. They're going to kick in your door and kill your dog. Okay? Apparently, look, PETA and the ATF are in a gridlock battle for who can kill the most dogs every single year, and I think this year PETA's up. It's a fucked up joke, but it's based on reality. My opinion on 5.7 by 28 round P90. I know nothing about a 5.7. I've never used a 5.7. I may have fired one at like a range day. I know nothing about that round. So sorry, man. I wish I could give you a better answer, especially for your donation. I'm sorry. I just don't have an answer for you. With E4 Mafia supervising, I wouldn't. This is the thing. Any good NCO, and I've said this a dozen times before, any good NCO knows how to leverage the Mafia. Bad NCOs try to control the Mafia. You don't control the Mafia. Of course they're going to listen to you. That's the duty and respect that is due to your rank and your position. They're going to listen to you when you tell them to do stuff. But if you leverage them effectively and reward them the way they want to be rewarded, bro, the Mafia, force multiplier. To any group on the battlefield, the Mafia is an absolute force multiplier. Thermite? Yeah, just kind of hard to place Thermite. You got to really put it on there. And gravity helps Thermite bore through things. And I will tell you, an Abrams main battle tank is 12 feet wide, 9 feet tall, and 29 feet long. And on board there are 12 weapons at any given time. You have the main gun, you have the TC-50, you have the 7.62 from the gun or loader, and then everyone has an M4 and everyone has an M9. And most of the time, if you're in a combat situation, you are riding closed hatch. So like throwing things, it's so weird to me when I see Russians like cruising around open hatch. That's such a foreign concept. Because like tankers, when they're outside the wire in Iraq or Afghanistan, that hatch stays fucking closed. Unless you absolutely need to open it. You open it, scan the area, see what you need to see, and then it's back closed again. It's such a foreign concept to me. An MG42 would be awesome. Shotguns have proven obsolete in anti-drone warfare. Ukraine has begun issuing special rifle ammunition that originated in the 1960s under Project Spew. It's 5.56 round that holds 3 conical projectiles. Not unheard of. Now, so here's the thing. That's not the fix. When I say like we need to give them 12 gauge with buckshot, no, that's not even close to the fix. That is a solution for some, but most part it's a placebo effect. It's not going to be the way forward. But I will tell you, if you out there right now watching this, if you design a man-portable air defense system that can kinetically and consistently destroy incoming drones, whether they are fiber or radio, just lay in a pile of Department of War money. That's all you have to do. You have to design that. When you design that, something that is effective, efficient, and can be used on a regular basis, that is affordable, and the average monkey-brained 11 series can operate it, you don't know the amount of money you're just sitting on right there. If you can solve that problem, I tell you, we love solutions, and the government will pay for solutions. Kind of like flechettes. Yeah. I mean, flechettes might work, and there's still a spread on flechettes. The range is not terrible on flechettes. You'd have to really test it out with a bunch of different loads. I don't think double aught would do much. I think bird shot would be the better option when it comes to like 12 gauge. Flechettes, maybe. I don't know the spread on a flechette, nor do I know the range on a flechette. Some people like Dragon's Breath, and it's like, well, but does it create enough heat to actually melt the internal components and shut that thing down? Now, it might, for like fiber optic, Dragon's Breath might prove hot enough to like melt the wire guiding it, which would terminate that threat. Weren't Russian ELIS shooting them down? Yes and no. Man-portable air defense systems will work to a certain degree. However, for electric drones, most man-portable air defense systems use thermal because thermal can be scaled, and they will guide in thermally. RC drones don't really produce a whole lot of heat, so they're very, very hard to follow. I do genuinely think that the answer is some form of lead slinger into like a flak type situation. I do genuinely think so. I don't know what that's going to be. Maybe we bring back the Bofors. That 40 Mike has done a lot of good stuff for us in the past. Bring back the what is it called? Is it the M42? Yeah. M42 Duster. Let's bring that bad boy back. What weapon round scares you the most? That's a good fucking question. That's a hard question to answer. It really depends on the circumstances. If I'm in a hardened structure and in a firefight and they have a 50 cal or 12.7 millimeter, for those of you who don't have your flag on the moon, that's a force to be reckoned with. And when it opens, it's smacking those walls. And it's not stopping for a lot of shit. So 50 cal is the easy one. But if you're like talking a sniper, a 338 is really like the bread and butter of distance. They cost more than a 50 cal. They have about the same, if not better, range than a 50 cal, but they're lighter and smaller because you're sending that round at Mach fuck into somebody. So it's saying a round that scares me is really difficult, because I mean, you could be like, well, 155. That's 150 meter kill radius in open terrain. That's terrifying. That's like 90 pounds of high explosives encased in steel being thrown at you. Like that's taking a teenager and firing him at you from however many kilometers away. Like that explodes. A teenager that explodes. That's that's taking a lawnmower and throwing it at somebody. Just a little off the top. That's insane. Doesn't matter, 22 can kill you. True, exactly. I mean, you said crop dust him? Nah, he's just chilling. So that's a really hard question to answer. I hope like that gave you an answer for that. They've tested this out to 100 yards against drones versus 25 yards with a 12 gauge. And yes, it's a band-aid, but it means every rifleman can go anti-drone, not just one juggling two long guns. True. Being able to swap out a magazine, vitally important. When I was in Afghanistan, I had my loadout for my M14. I was required to carry 6 magazines. I carried 7. So 5 on me, 1 in the weapon, but then there was always 1 on the far right-hand side. No, that was the magazine to destroy my rifle. Sorry, that had API, which would have destroyed my rifle and it'd never be usable again. That was like a worst case scenario. But one of them, because I was on gun team, was always full of tracers. Nothing but tracers. And that's so I could mark targets for the 240 to chase down. So totally agree with that idea. Totally agree with that. Powdered tungsten is the answer. Gets inside the motor and shuts them down. Is that okay? Number 1, is it affordable? Tungsten isn't cheap. DU is a little cheaper and about the same hardness, but powdered DU does have some problem. Powdered tungsten too. They're both heavy metal poisoning. But is it the range of it? That's the thing. Because powdered tungsten might work. You hit it at 10, 15 yards out, but those things are moving at 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, and they close the distance and blow up on you anyways. So it might be, I don't know. I don't know. API is armor piercing incendiary, black tip. And my M14 wasn't rated for it. It was a stupid thing to do. I was young and I was like, yeah, no one's taking my rifle if they take me out. It was such a dumb thing. Why did I have that magazine on me? That was a dumb idea to have. For the first 6 months in Afghanistan, I carried around my E-tool because I wanted an E-tool kill. The second you put your hands on a bad guy, they give up. At least in my experience. Apparently not that one guy who dropped the chat in here, his friend, which is still wild to me. But yeah, I carried around my E-tool for 6 months and I was like, this is 2 pounds of garbage that I'm carrying for no fucking reason. I'm going to get rid of it. My M14 barrel must have been old. No. So for the EBRs, they weren't rated for the pressure of an API that it requires for like they straight up told us when we got the M14s, they're like, this will destroy your headspace and that you're basically turning your gun into a time bomb. And sooner or later it's going to explode. So don't shoot API. And I was like, I'm going to have a magazine API just in case. It was such a dumb idea. It was a stupid idea. Does the ordeal in Iran feel like another forever war to you? Wonderful question. No. Now, this may be a hot take. Okay? I am all about finishing the fight. When we were fighting the North Vietnamese, you know what we needed to do? No one's going to like it. We needed to invade China. We needed to keep pushing north and take out China, push into Cambodia, anywhere they were coming to attack us from, because that's what insurgencies do. Now, Iran has been helping out everyone who hates America for the longest time, for at least 47 years, right? When we were fighting in Iraq, Iran was supporting Al-Qaeda. When we were in Afghanistan, they were supporting the Taliban. Not as much as Pakistan, but they were still supporting the Taliban. Al-Shabaab, Hamas, Houthis, Hezbollah, it all stems from Iran. The only one that doesn't is ISIS, and we snuff them out pretty fucking quick. That's because they're not being helped by Iran, because Iran doesn't even like ISIS. I think this is the fight that everything has been leading up to. And I don't like it. I've never wanted to put my fellow Americans in jeopardy. I have never wanted to put service members in harm's way. I've never wanted to do that. Quite frankly, we should have done this fight years ago while I was still a part of it. I feel like I've been benched for the big fucking game. It pisses me off. However, anyone who fought in the global war on terror, including our allies, who bled in the same sand as we did, they cried the same tears for the same friends that we lost. Like they were there with us every step of the fucking way. Me personally, and again, this is my own individualized opinion, I think that if I was a member of another nation that supported the United States during the global war on terror, and I knew the people I was fighting were being supported by Iran, and my nation didn't stand up and back the United States to bring the fight to Iran, I would be upset. I would genuinely be upset. So that's my personal opinion. I know that's not going to vibe with a lot of people. Lots of ISIS still in Africa? Yes. They keep popping up. They had a Philippines issue for a while, but like Syria, we fucking wiped the floor with them. So like that's my standpoint. This is the fight that it was always supposed to be. From the Beirut bombing in 1983 or 84, like the French troops that were lost in the Beirut bombing, the American Marines that were lost in the Beirut bombing, it all ties back to Iran. Always has. Now, there are some that are going to say, and this is my firm standpoint, like, it's Israel's war. It's not our war. It's Israel's war. Okay. Hear me out. If there are no aggressors left in the Middle East that are attacking Israel, we don't have to give them $6 billion a year. That's money that can stay at home and take care of Americans. I want to finish the fight. I'm very much, when you do something, do it all the way through, see it all the way through, and do the job. Now, I don't know if our goal is the regime change. I have no idea. I don't think our goal is the regime change. But I feel like the timing is incredibly important, and Russia is too busy to help out Iran. China's finding other routes to get trade and things like that into their country. So the timing is incredibly important and vital. We'll see. I don't want to like, it's a, what's the word I'm looking for? The paradigm of man. I want the fight finished. I want it finished. I want the next generation to know peace. It won't fucking happen, but I want the next generation to know peace. But that doesn't come without finishing the job. So we inadvertently have to put service members in harm's way to deal with this threat. I don't like it. I don't have to like it, but that's my take on it. This is the fight that was always supposed to happen. And we always stopped at the border and never pushed in. Never went further. Never went as far as needed to happen. You can make fun of the missile man, no political figures. That's fine. But the Great West Taiwan is asshole. Don't trust China. China is asshole. Well, Russia right now, from what I'm hearing, they're kind of on the cusp of an economic collapse. We'll see. Maybe Pepsi's going to have the third largest navy in the world again. I don't know. Be safe. Eat a Del Taco. Back in the day, YouTube used to have Voodoo on turning a portable CD radio into a localized impact EMP. Now you can't even say Jew-hating goat clapper. Buff. Dude, I guess I get away with so much as Grandpa Buff. It's wild to me how much shit I get away with. Like, I'm like, dude, anyone else will get annihilated for this. But because it's comedy and it's like puppetry, no one cares. It's hilarious. Any gun size doesn't matter. Fact. Horsepower. Fact. Buff lives forever.
You know I'm going to live forever.
Also, Russia is buff video at some point, please. Also, Russia is buff. I'm trying to understand, Horsepower, what you're asking. Buff video at some point, please. I don't know what you're asking. I'm so sorry, Horsepower.
You want me to talk shit about Russia's mom? She is a nice lady with big old fat mommy milk.
You shut up your mouth about my mother. I'm not sure if that's what you wanted, but that's what I will give you. Russia versus buff is what I mean. Okay. Oshkosh starts in a few days. Yes, I will be there Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Pretty full schedule, but if you see me, come up and say hi. I'm telling you this right now. You can reference this video 100% of the time. If you see me, come say hi, because I'm as excited as you are. I feel like a regular fucking dude. I don't feel different. I don't think my shit don't stink. You're not going to bother me. Trust me. Come up and say hello, because I want to be as excited about that interaction as you are. That's the way I am, man. Like USA versus video of America versus Jack Cooper and BT. Protocol 3, protect the pilot. Oh my gosh. You know, this is the thing. It's kind of pissing me off that they brought back Black Ops 2. Like, they did a remaster of it, and everyone's all into it now. They're like, oh, Black Ops 2, it's so good. And I'm like, where the fuck is Titanfall? Come on, Respawn. Pull your head out of your ass. You tried launching something new. It flopped like crazy. You know what the people want? They want Titanfall. The only issue that Titanfall had was its launch window between Battlefield 1 and another Call of Duty. Why would you launch it in that window? Please come to Robbins Air Force Museum, Base Museum of Museum. Wow, Please come to Robbins Air Force Base Museum of Aviation. Where is that at? Which state is that in? It's in Georgia. 100 miles south of Atlanta. Do I have anything else in Georgia coming up? I don't know. But that might be the lights go out in Georgia. Oh, that was the night that the lights went out. Anyways, my wife doesn't like Reba. I guess her mom doesn't like Reba. I don't know how to feel about that. Reba is like fine wine. She gets better with age. Okay. I've been a Reba fan for a long time. Fancy. Lights went out in Georgia. The night the lights went out in Georgia. Yeah. I've been a Reba fan I'm not a huge Reba fan, but I've told him about that museum many times. No, that's fake news.
You're fake news. You're making that up, Weapons. You never told me anything about it. But it's okay. I'll get there eventually. But you are fake news. No more questions for you.
It's an alternative to Dayton. Will they let me in? Because the Air Force right now is playing fuck around, and they're going to play some find out once I get that memo from old Pete. Please do a video about air defense in media, like movies and video. That's actually not a half bad idea. I really want to pull up like scenes from Interceptor, scenes from what is it? What's that one? Behind Enemy Lines, which I think is an S-125 that he gets hit with, or a Hawk. I can't remember off the top of my head. I remember seeing the launcher, but I don't know if it's Hawk or an S-125. What other air defense movies are there? I feel like Patriot really would have done a good job in, what's it called? Independence Day. We also would have done really well in Battlefield Los Angeles. I actually think that's a good movie. A lot of people don't like that movie. I like that movie. Patriot would have fucking smoked them. They're like, we have no radio signal. I produce my own. You're fine. I'm blasting out radiation. Oh, they're coming at me with their little... I don't care. I'm gonna fucking smoke you. And then I'm gonna smoke you. And then I'm gonna smoke that guy too. And then that big ass ship you came out of, I'm fucking that up too.
Me?
Holy shit.
I'd intercept me.
Triple regret.
For the Chicken Wings Fund and birthday dog treats.
Aww. Come on, Knox the dog. I guess I got to do this. These are little bitty ones. And these are actually, I think these are human grade. Yeah, human grade organic. I could actually eat this if I wanted to, but I won't. Did you guys hear his mouth open up? Let me see if you can hear it again. Good boy. That's a good boy. You haven't, nope, you have a CP in your eye. I got to get it out. No CPs. This is a no CP household. Hey, you guys want to see something funny that I started doing? Come here, bud. Come here. Come here. Come here. Can they see you? Well, their arm's in the way. Hang on. Let me do this. Let me do this. Hang on. Just relax. Relax. It's fine. Hey, come here. I need your face. Doom doom digga doom 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 digga doom 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 digga doom doom doom. Oh, I was playing Ghost Riders in the Sky, bro. Is that District 9? I thought Battlefield LA was pretty good. Like, I think they did pretty well encompassing like the Marine Corps mentality. You know what's funny in this whole like we're testing people for low testosterone? I feel like the Marine Corps is going to be like, we're good. Like the whole Marine Corps. Like I have never seen such pent up testosterone in any organization in my life. They're also the most gay heterosexual men you'll ever meet in your life. I don't know what it is about the Marine Corps. It's a different group of people. Like you kind of know what you're getting into with every branch. Like when I would deploy and I go to Air Force bases, I'm like, there's going to be good food. There's going to be amenities. They have a fun run every fucking day. Dude, I'm telling you, when I was done in UAE, I had like 30 shirts. They're like, we're doing the Earth Day 5K, followed by the Friday 5K, followed by the Saturday Sun Fun Run. Like, dude, there's so many fucking different fun runs on Air Force installations. And the Army, you're going to have some disgruntled people, but it's going to be a huge base with a ton of shit. The Navy, gays, lots of them. I'm just fucking with you. You kind of understand what you're going to get. You're going to have water at the naval bases, usually, unless it's Great Lakes for some reason. But then the Marine Corps, they're just a wild card. They're a wild card, man. You have no idea what you're getting when Marines show up. You have no clue. You could be getting a bunch of admin Marines that know how to function like regular adults. And then you could get combat Marines that literally speak in grunts, yet, and kill the entire time they're around you. Like they're strange creatures. Very, very strange creatures. FDA required all pet food to be human edible, depression era law. Really? That tracks. Hear me out. For anti-drone, build miniature failing Sea-Wiz that shoot 22 LR and gorilla tape them to soldiers' helmets. I don't think you fully understand the recoil, even on 22 LR coming out of that fucking thing. Like, also, you need a huge generator to run that sensor. And I don't know about you, but I don't feel like having something pumping out radiation on top of my head. But I like the energy. I really do like the energy. At Oshkosh, check out the ultralight aircraft. That I want to see that. And then the short takeoff and landing site I want to go see. Obviously, I'm going to blow some stuff up with the B-1 Lancer demo team. The F-22. Actually, that's a good question. What kind of questions do you guys think that I should ask to like the different groups? I'm going to probably see the Thunderbirds. I'm going to see the F-22 demo team. I'm going to try and get near the Blue Angels. I'm going to ask as many questions as I can. And they're going to be wild questions. I might, like, for the F-22, I was thinking, like, if you had to pick one aircraft to go toe-to-toe with that could actually have a chance at taking you, an aggressor aircraft, what would it be? I know none of them are going to pick the Su-57. Probably going to pick the J-20. I mean, J-20 might do okay. Maybe. The Su-57, they're going to be like, no, it's a giant pile of shit. It's garbage. Ask them, would you intercept me? We'll try and get a questions tab up in the Discord. That'd be awesome. Actually, I think that'd be kind of fun. That would be mounted on a robot. Now that's a possibility. Who wears short shorts? I wear short shorts. They're actually... Oh. Oh. Yeah, knee is getting worse. I just pushed off from underneath the desk, and I felt every bit of that. Oh, that's not fun. They're not short shorts. I just have fucking man quads. Oh man, you said Jaeger almost killed you? For the chicken wings and the birthday dog treats. I do love me some chicken wings. I do love me some chicken wings. If you're with the B1 demo group, ask them how they feel about the B1's retirement. Ooh, that's a solid question. If there's Harriers there, I'm going to ask them too. Ask them to intercept you and then start running, see what they do. Did you not see me almost collapse from pushing myself out from underneath this? Would you intercept me and then I take off running? First of all, not running very far. Second of all, they're going to fucking kill me. Well, I mean, they'll probably just be like, oh, that fat guy's kind of dumb. I'm going to leave Fenn there. Y'all should visit the mighty 8th Air Force Museum, Savannah, Georgia. Dude, Georgia has a lot of museums. What were we in Georgia for? No, that was South Carolina. We did the Habitually Fat at Paris Island. Bro, I thought I knew humidity. I've been to Louisiana. Now, granted, it was not like Nolan's, right? But I've been to Louisiana. When I was in the military, man, I was in a lot of different places. Never really spent too much time on the East Coast or West Coast, honestly. I thought Oklahoma was humid. And then I went to South Carolina. Bro, the air was made of mashed potatoes. Like, who the fuck wants to live there? I was at Paris Island and I was like, guys, this is not good. I'm not okay right now. Like, I'm gonna have a heat stroke. This is not fun. Like, why do they never make the B1R? How do you feel about the B1 and B2 retiring, but the 52 is for life? That's a great question. Are you asking me or you want me to ask them? The B-52 is going to be there. Your grandchildren. I bet right now there is someone out there whose grandfather flew a B-52, his father flew a B-52, and now he is flying a B-52, or she. I bet that is a real thing that has happened. United States Air Force, you need to get on this. Like, all 3 of our generations have flown these aircraft. That goes hard as fuck. Because I don't think you can say that about, okay, you can say that about weapons. Like, I've seen some damn old 50 cals. Ancient 50 cals. They still run smooth as butter. They still run great. But, I don't know, Abrams has been around since the 80s. Maybe the F-18 ain't been around that long. Give the F-22 team a Franklin plushie. I only got one. I kind of want to, though. That's actually, I mean, they probably have no idea what the hell's going on, but A-10 maybe? Yeah, A-10's been around since like the 70s, hasn't it? Around the same time as the F-15? Maybe? You probably got grandfather and father, but I don't know if you got grandson. I know a pilot in the RCF who flies the same tail his father flew. His grandfather got from the production line all pilots of the CC-130. C-130, that's another one. That's another one been around a long fucking time. You might get the same for like a Ticonderoga class cruiser, maybe. But DDGs, I don't feel like I've been around long enough. My thoughts on the 13 Hours movie. Good movie. I think it showcases a very important piece in American history, but it also vehemently pissed me off because it also shows lack of action on our government's part. And inaction on the battlefield, you can ask any vet this, will get you killed. Make a decision. The worst thing you can do is nothing. Now, there is a certain time when you need to do nothing. It's called tactical patience. And then you move into the next phase, which is violence of action. And when you're being tactically patient, you need to be patient. And when you're being violent, you need to be the most violent person on the battlefield. Like, those are 2 very important things. But I think that showed a level of inaction on our government's part. Like, you have people under siege for hours, and you didn't pull in any fast movers to start dropping fucking ordnance around them. Well, what about the civilians? Fuck them. You need to learn real quick you don't fuck with Americans. My own personal opinion, if you're part of a mob going at an American, installation or embassy, and you're shooting at them, guilty by association. I'm sorry, I don't have that I would genuinely expect that if, let's say, a bunch of Americans went to the Iranian embassy here, which I don't even know if they have those anymore. I think they closed them down. But like the Iranian embassy, and started storming the embassy, and American police did not step in to stop it, I would expect them to respond. I would expect it. Sorry. Like that's what a nation does. So like when I was learning about the 13-hour story, it just makes me feel things that I don't like. Probably the two best war movies that I've seen recently is The Outpost. Very, very good one. Phenomenal movie. Showcased everything that was wrong with that outpost and a lot of leadership incompetence and negligence. Very, very important. But also really showcases like the American mentality. We're outnumbered. We've been overran. They're inside the walls. And Clint Romesha goes, counterattack. They'll never suspect it, which is a very American thought. Like I'm being honest with you. There's several small groups that I think would have that same thought. Americans, Gurkhas, and maybe SBS. No, I don't even think Russians would just die. Like they would just. Outpost, very good movie. And then the other one is Lone Survivor. I will never watch it again. Great movie. I will never watch it again. And the reason I will never watch it is because it freaks me out being able to understand, like bits and pieces, but the people talking in the movie. I remember I went and watched it with a friend of mine, Sergeant Dillingham, and my wife was out of town. His wife was out of town. And I was like, you want to have a bro date movie? He's like, fuck yeah. So we went and watched Lone Survivor. Great movie. Phenomenal movie. It's the only time in my life I've ever actually seen Pashtunwali, which is it's an act done by Pashtuns all over the world. They're a certain tribe or whatever. And when you are taken in under Pashtunwali, they will literally do everything in their power up into giving their own life to protect you. And it's the only time I've ever seen it enacted. But we both had been to Afghanistan before, and we got up from the movie. We were both like, that was a great movie. Never watching that again, because both of our backs and the back of our legs were soaked in sweat. We're like, great movie. I'll never watch it again. Phenomenal movie. The kid said, fuck you, and I won't correct him. Favorite bomber aside from the B-52? Would the Vulcan be on that list? Ooh. Favorite bomber. I'm a huge history fan, so like my brain immediately goes to the B-17, which was vital in much of the war. But I'm kind of partial to the B-25 just because how many things had to be overcome to do the Doolittle raid? Like, okay, just to put this in perspective, before they took off from the USS Hornet, none of those pilots or those planes had ever taken off from an aircraft carrier before. And you're like, well, why would they do that? They drew an aircraft carrier on the airfield where they were training at and practicing taking off of that. That's what they were doing. The planes weren't designed to go as far as they did, so they had to modify them. Like, it's just every hurdle they overcame because they wanted so badly to hit the Japanese is really just a testament to American vengeance and ingenuity. Like I really like that about the B-25 and what they did with it. Like I love everything about that. The whole story. So I don't know if I can single down that plane specifically, but like just the whole story of the Doolittle raid is wild. It is insane what they did and how fast they did it. December 7th, 1941 is when they hit Pearl Harbor. We declared war, was it December 8th or 9th? It was like right afterwards. We declared war because they also attacked the Philippines. April, was it 15th, 14th? 1942. Maybe it's 19th. 1942 is when the Doolittle raid hit Japan. What's that? 4 months? 4 months to retrofit these bombers, hook them up with explosives, sail halfway across the ocean after training the pilots to do this, to specifically go bomb the Japanese. Like it's wild. It is wild. Was it December 8th that we declared war? I know Japan did like immediately, but I thought it took like us a couple of days. But I could be. I hear, and I've read that Russia still has possession of one of the B-25s because they were told to go to China and not end up in Russia because Russia was officially neutral at that time, and they would have to, and they, the pilots were taken captive by the Russians, the Soviets, and then they were eventually released several years later, kind of like secret swirl, but they still kept the B-25. And I hear that Russia still has that B-25 somewhere. I would love to get our hands back on that because one of them landed in Vladivostok, but they probably melted it down when the fucking Cold War ended. I don't know. Like, some people say it's there, some people say it's not. I don't know if it still exists or not. So it kind of B-25s for Lend-Lease. We did. It was much more complicated than that. Oh yeah, dude, the whole Doolittle raid is insane. Like, we want to hit Japan. Cool. How do you want to do it? We don't know. Figure it out. Okay. I'm James Doolittle, and we're going to fucking welcome to Jackass. Like, it's wild, man. That whole thing. What do you know about August 9th, the F-14 Tomcat? August 9th, that does not ring a bell to me. I'm so sorry. Is that when the F-14D is supposed to be back? Is that, I'm unfamiliar. The date does not stick out to me. If you like small museums, may I suggest the Nimitz Museum next time y'all are in San Antonio. So Nimitz, we had a yes from them, and then at the last minute they changed it to no. Because they were going through some renovations. We'll reach out to them again, but that is why we went to the Folk Fest and we ended up going to the Chair Museum. That was what we could get at the last minute, which actually the Chair Museum turned out to be cool as shit. If you guys haven't seen that episode of Habitually Fat when we went and forged, like we're trying to learn to forge, and then we went to the Furniture Museum, dude, it's wild. I thought I was just like, okay, this is going to be kind of a throwaway episode. We're just doing something weird. That dude had me locked in on furniture. It was a wild time. Like it was such a cool episode, man. But also, did you make it to the post office? I did not. I was going to go tomorrow morning. I'm sorry. Actually, I was going to go today. I drove by and I was like, I got time. I need to go tomorrow morning. I need to find out what time Cappy is filming with me tomorrow. Hey, donate the chair. I should donate my chair to their museum. Will there be an episode in the World War II Museum in Louisiana? They told us no. Still working. But we did reach out to them specifically because I was told the World War II Museum in Louisiana is probably, there's going to be some big feelings about this, but probably one of the best World War II museums in the world. Not like just in the United States, but like in the world. That's what people say about that thing. So I really wanted to go. And I was like, I'm so excited. I hope they go for this. And they told us no. So still working that one. I hope we can make that happen. But I was so excited to do that one. And then they said no. And that hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We are a little over 2 hours, but that's okay. We're having some good conversation. Remember, if you would like to support the channel, go to habituallinecrosser.com. Get yourself some merch, maybe buy me a beer. But again, the cheapest and easiest way will always be just watch my videos. And that's all I'll ever ask you guys. Have Fen asked? Fen was the one who asked. As always, I love you guys. I care about all of you. Don't do the enemy any fucking favors. I'll see you guys next Friday. Later.